Welcome to another episode of Me, My Wife, and Sports. I'm your host, Fitz, with my co-host, Darcy.
Hello.
All right. Another day down for the Summer Olympics of 2024 and a lot to talk about. And I know for me, the key topic is Noah Lau. Your thoughts?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about Noah?
I guess my question is, supposedly on Tuesday, they found out he had COVID and he participated in a run on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't tell me they didn't know that he had COVID and he shouldn't have been running with the possibility of contaminating other folks. And I get it. You want to do what you can because you want to win that gold medal and all that. But you got to think about the safety and the health of the other folks that you're around.
Did you check to see what the COVID protocols are for the Olympics?
I did not, but I would think it would be pretty much to isolate that individual so he doesn't contaminate or infect other folks, just like any other thing.
Well, it says he did not break any rules, and several athletes have competed despite a positive COVID test.
I guess COVID isn't as serious as it used to be. So I get it. All right, we're up to how many gold medals? I think 31 was my last count, and China has 32. So it looks like we're going neck and neck, and I think Australia has the next closest at 18. You know, one thing China, I noticed that they've been killing on is the diving. They just been cleaning the house with the diving. And I was watching a little bit yesterday, and some of those females that are diving, are literally not leaving a splash when they hit the water. I don't know, because they're so small in stature, but they have the diving down pat.
Well, just to close the loop.
All right.
There are no formal or event level requirements or protocols for COVID.
Which is surprising.
Unlike the past two Olympics that had extensive athlete testing and protocols for positive tests,
right.
The regulations and requirements are much more relaxed this time. And how to handle whether or not athlete participates is at the discretion of the athlete, that athlete's team, and the medical staff.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that Noah tested positive, it was up to him, the team, and the medical staff to decide if he was well enough to participate.
Right.
So.
Oh, okay.
We think COVID, go home, get in bed. That's not necessarily the situation anymore.
Right.
So, yeah, that's interesting. But
very. Hey, it was one article that I was reading about the swimmers in the Seine River.
Oh, yeah.
They have hospitalized multiple athletes.
Know. For swimming in that river.
See, and that goes back to what I told you. It was above the levels for swimming. And then the day before, the day of, the levels miraculously leveled out.
Dropped down.
Yeah.
So I saw something, I can't find it in my notes now, but they tested the water.
Right.
Supposedly everything was good. Then they had the opening ceremonies and it rained, right? We all saw and witnessed that terrible rain that they had for the opening ceremonies. All that rain undid all the testing.
So the runoff and everything.
It put whatever the testing was supposed to undo, the rain redid.
Ah.
But the very next day, the women's decathlon
Mm-hmm.
took place, and part of the decathlon was the women swimming in the Seine, right? That's how you say it, the Seine River. And immediately following that event,
Right.
there were several swimmers, and I can't remember. It was Belgium. That's what it was. The Belgium Olympic Committee withdrew athletes from the mixed relay triathlon due to one of their swimmers falling ill after having swam in the Seine, or it should be called the Swan, in the Seine River. And so
Wow.
that's just one of the countries that I guess openly put it on social media. But yeah, I imagine that there were a lot of countries that had people who came up sick.
It's funny that you mentioned that about after the rain, because Paris, or France, I should say, spent $1.5 billion in building a huge tank under the Seine to hold storm water during heavy rains and storms.
Yeah, but who's been down there to see if they really built it?
And they said the water then in the tank is then funneled gradually into a wastewater facility where it's treated, and then the clean water is flowed back into the Seine. Yeah, I guess they're using the concept sort of like drinking water. They clean it and then they process it through so we can drink it. But in this case, so they can swim in it.
No, that doesn't make sense. That's why most people buy bottled water.
And they also upgraded. Yeah, how come it don't make sense?
It just doesn't.
And the engineers also upgraded the sewage pipes from boats and docks along the Seine to limit the amount of contaminated sewage seeping into the river.
It doesn't make sense that they think that they could do that to a river.
Right.
Where you got, and then they were pulling out the bikes and and it was funny because somebody had posted on social media a picture of one of the swimmers after they swam in that water, and it was a joke picture, but the guy he supposedly had just gotten out the water, and he had all this garbage like dripping off of him, and he had his arm was like all bended up, and clearly he had some cosmetic
of course
makeup on him, but it was just hilarious to see. And then I saw that article, but I went looking for behind the scenes kind of things that are going on at the Olympics that they aren't talking about. And that was one of the things that I found. One of the other things that I found that I thought was really interesting was France has a hibaj ban.
What is that?
You know the hibaj that the Arab.
Oh yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Hibaj. Is that how you say it?
Sounds right.
Okay. That the headscarf that the Arab women.
So when you say they got a ban,
they have a ban.
They can't compete with it on?
So.
Because I saw people wearing it.
Yeah, but those were not French citizens. So if you are Muslim and you were competing for France, the country of France, you could not wear the hibaj. And you couldn't wear it in the opening ceremonies. Like you couldn't compete with it, and you couldn't wear it to the opening ceremonies. And they said because when the French nationals are competing for France, they are considered civil servants, and they must adhere to the principles of secularism. So they can't even show their own religion. They have to be completely neutral. That's crazy.
Yeah. I could see that. Because when these guys and girls are competing, and their religion requires them to do a prayer, do they stop their event to do the prayer when?
No, they probably do it before.
Yeah, but I thought it was particular times like sundown, sunup, and all that.
But there's you can adjust all of that.
Okay.
I don't know of any religion that is that strict.
Yeah.
So,
very.
And I don't know.
Maybe they didn't want to.
I don't understand that.
Maybe they didn't want them wearing it, mixing them up with an Arab country.
International competition like the Olympics, and they're not civil servants. Like, you put them in a status, that's crazy.
Very much so.
I wonder how much France pays their medal winners, if that's the case.
Well, I would think, too, based on what we have read and everything, that if they medaled, they'll get something.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They're medal winners. How much do they pay their medal winners?
Because what we read, was it 50,000?
That's the United States.
Oh, I thought that was for all.
No, every country is different.
Well.
Every country is different. That's just the United States. See, because the United States say, you got another job. We're not paying you to run track. That's not going to happen. So you can wear whatever you want to wear that's going to help you run. We just need you to represent the country respectfully.
Right.
Don't cause any international incidents that's going to make us have to go to war or create any more issues with any more people than what we already have. We got enough problems of our own. Don't be out there acting a fool. But to put those kind of stipulations on athletes, and then like it was, I can't remember, I don't remember, but there was like, I can remember the first Olympics where you saw the women who were Muslim, and they were in the fully covered, and they were running.
Well, I tell you right now, I'm looking at
I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool to see the women out there running track, and they had like the leggings all the way down, and they were covered, and that's not offensive. To me, that's educational, because you're going to learn something about why that person is dressed that way, and learn something about that religion, and you're going to learn something to broaden the horizon. And so I remember those Olympics where that was first introduced. Well, even swimmers, they had Muslim swimmers.
Right.
In the first one where they kind of embraced it and welcomed it, especially with the women. It's more so for the women than anything. And so, again.
Well, you have to abide by that country's way of doing things. It's just
but to me, it just says something about France that maybe we didn't know.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of crazy, but depending on your country, like personally, I would like to win a gold for Hong Kong. They pay $768,000.
I know, I saw that. Yeah, but they didn't send but like 10 people. Maybe that's why. I don't even think they sent 10 people.
Yeah. And the U.S.
They had a very small delegation.
Yeah, for the U.S., it's only $38,000.
For gold? No, we said it was more than that.
Olympic medal bonuses.
Oh, bonuses.
Yes. And so if you win a gold, it's $38,000. Silver, this is U.S.
Bonuses.
Yes, $23,000, and bronze, $15,000. And dang, Australia kind of cheap. $13,000, $10,000, and a $7,000. I guess because they knew they were going to have a whole lot of athletes get medals, so they had to make the numbers a little bit smaller, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, give me bronze in Hong Kong, $192,000, or Singapore, $186,000 for bronze. Israel, $135,000. So,
yeah, some of those countries have big numbers.
Exactly. I don't know why Hong Kong has such a high amount. Because, matter of fact, they jumped up 20% from what they were paying in Tokyo. In Tokyo Summer Olympics, they weren't paying as much.
Did you hear about this?
Okay.
Did you hear
Drum
that?
roll.
Drum roll. Canada was caught spying at the Olympics.
Spying on what sport?
They were spying on the women's soccer team, on the New Zealand women's soccer team.
So what, they can't watch them compete? Is
Apparently
that what it is?
not. Well, Canada sent a drone
What?
into the New Zealand women's soccer practice.
Now, didn't they know that a drone would be spotted? Because
I don't know.
with the security going on, everything is being monitored highly.
So the Canada is practicing. The drone comes in. They call for security immediately. Security, I don't know if they follow the drone. I don't know how, if they knock the drone down. I don't know what. But they somehow track the drone back to a analyst. Now, there are only so many titles that the Olympic Committee has given every country. Like there's let's just say 10 titles that can be used or designated to an individual for each sport for, each country. So they have to, you can't just bring the ball girl. They have to fit into one of those specific titles. So the person that the drone was registered to was some kind of program analyst for Canada. So they was trying to figure out, well, why, as an analyst, that person should be sitting in their room doing paperwork. They shouldn't be operating a drone anyway. Yeah, something like that. Like the two didn't go together, I guess is what the IOC was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so they immediately, they trace it back. They go to Canada. What's happening? I guess Canada did the research, and I guess they owned up to it.
Oh, they confessed.
But then Canada was assessed. They did not own up to it because they challenged it. The IOC assessed Canada 6 points, I guess, in the game, in the upcoming game, or I don't know what the 6 points were assessed to, but they were assessed 6 points and then they were fined. And then Canada challenged the penalty.
Yes.
The penalty, if you will. And the IOC said no. It will stand.
No, so they confirmed it.
And yeah.
Right,
I was like, when I saw that,
stupid.
I was like, what?
Like, nobody's going to notice a drone, especially with the heightened security and things going on.
I mean, what were you expecting to find out that by this time you shouldn't already know?
I guess they wanted to figure they had a secret play. I don't know.
Yeah, what did you think they were doing in their practices that you was going to steal and do in your practice? I don't know. And then I don't know if any of the, they didn't go into whether any of the Canada coaches knew about it or if anybody else was in on it or if this was just this particular analyst gone rogue. But
trying to say, look what I'm doing for my country.
That person cost them a lot. So that was pretty interesting too.
I was looking at the breakdown of all the different events, and we actually did pretty good in the gold medal rounds on some sports that I don't think we usually would get gold medals, like fencing, rowing, shooting, and even surfing. We received a gold medal on surfing. And of course, in swimming, we got a total of 8 gold medals because Ledecky, hell, she got damn near 8 by herself. We even won 2 gold medals in wrestling, which I thought was pretty cool. And I do not know, they had a category called athletics where we won 10 gold medals.
That's track and field.
Ah, okay. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, they call it athletics. I said that in a previous podcast. Maybe you need to go back and listen to our podcast.
Mm-hmm. You remember everything I said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, tell me. Start from the first podcast. No. Now, I was looking at China's breakdown and just in their swimming, or I should say their diving specifically, they have won 7 gold medals. And it's funny because China used to be pretty good in gymnastics too, but they're not. They only won 2 gold medals, one in artistic gymnastics, and of course they won 2 in badminton.
It's funny, they was doing gymnastics with the ribbon the other day. Did you see that?
I saw that today, and also with the ball.
With the ball?
Yeah, it's a little small ball they threw in the air and let it roll off their back foot.
Oh, I never seen that one.
I remember it from the past.
Really?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen that.
Yeah.
I seen it with the ribbon. I seen it with the hula hoop.
I didn't see that this year yet.
I didn't see that this year either.
I saw the ball and the ribbon.
I didn't see the ball.
Yeah, it's like a little hand, a little bit bigger than your hand. I would say sort of like a dodgeball, but a little smaller. But I just thought that was interesting. So, men's basketball. They were playing Serbia yesterday.
They almost got beat.
I know, put a scare. But, I didn't realize I was looking, and the 3 people that helped them get back in the game to win it was LeBron, Steph, and Durant.
And KD, yep.
And Durant is he's the youngest. No, yeah, I think he's the youngest, or the Steph at 36 or 35. And of course, LeBron is 39. So it's like the 3 oldest guys.
Steph might be the youngest. I don't know. Let's look.
Yeah, if he is, he's probably 35, I believe. Because I think Durant has been in the league longer than Steph.
Seems like he has, but I don't know.
So he might be 36. But I just found that interesting. But, and that's how it should happen. The veterans should take over.
KD is 35.
Okay.
And let's see, Steph.
And win the game.
Oh, Steph is 36.
Yeah, I knew he was up there.
Okay, just a year apart.
Yeah.
From Akron? Is that how you say it? Akron, Ohio?
Yeah, Akron. Yes, Akron. But, it took the older ones to get them the victory, which, again, that's how it should be. Yep. Veterans should be able to pull it together, not panic, and make it happen. And I tell you, LeBron has shown me what a true leader he is in this Olympics. I wasn't a huge LeBron fan, but he's proven his worth in the game and outside of the game.
Yeah.
Now, I know the big talk is about what the 400-meter relay team did today.
Oh, the 4x100, yeah.
Was it 4x100?
Yeah.
Okay. And the fact that they were disqualified has to be heartbreaking. For the past, I think, 3 Olympics, they've come up short in this event.
Well, it was technical. They said that Carl Lewis was real upset because, what was it? The rulings, something. But to me, so when Noah Lyles bowed out due to COVID,
right,
they reordered the relay. And what they should have done...
What do you mean reordered?
So instead of everybody has a leg, right?
Right.
So instead of just replacing Noah's leg, whatever leg he was, I don't know what leg he was.
Shuffled.
They shuffled. When they shuffled everybody, you just threw off everybody's rhythm.
Right.
That was an internal mistake
because
that the U.S. made.
Right.
Instead of just replacing Noah's leg.
Which they have alternates, I'm sure.
Exactly. To fill in that leg. That's what they should have done. And then on top of that, I don't know if these guys are professionals, really. They should know how to hand off and how to receive the baton. Everybody, I ran that race one summer in my life at a summer camp.
How long ago was this?
A long time ago. But I still remember standing in the hot sun in St. Louis practicing the relay, how to hand off the baton for the meet that we was going to have. And so, I'm just saying, these guys are professionals. They should know how to do that. The rules. You learn the basics of any sport as
Well, I guess they
young or
thought they were
early.
interchangeable, and who knows? Maybe they practice in different spots.
No, but once you get it in your head, like I'm the third leg. Okay, I got to go this fast. I got to do this. I got to get to this point at this time. And now that's all you're thinking about. That's all you're thinking about. Now all of a sudden you're running the first leg. What? Everything's off.
Right.
You got to change your whole. You got to shift your whole thinking to accommodate being first.
Right.
And that to me that was an internal error that they made.
So we have to blame the coach.
Yeah, that was coaching. That was bad coaching. Because Noah said after his race, they asked him, "Are you going to run the 4x100?" And he said, "I'm going to leave it up to the team. If the team says they need me, then I will run. If they said that they can do it without me, then I'm not. Then I will.
wow.
I will sit out." That's what he said after he got the bronze on the 200.
Okay.
So I think he knew then he wasn't physically
Yeah, he would have
up
heard him.
to running. Whatever was happening in his body was affecting him, and he was feeling it.
Because he has asthma too, right?
And he has asthma. So you had already accomplished more than what probably anybody expected from you. He was just pushing it too much, I think.
Right.
So
also kudos to Quincy Wilson, the youngest.
Did he run today?
He ran as well.
Oh, man. Yeah. How did he do?
He did good.
Okay, good.
He ran the 4x400 relay.
4x400. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because he's another hometown guy that the DMV produced. The DMV produced a lot of Olympic medalists, now we can say, and athletes. So congratulations to all of them. Can't wait to see them come back home and welcome them back home. Jumio Labanji has been doing a great job out there for the DMV, interviewing everybody, talking to everybody's mom and that she can find. And
she's been sipping on that
wine, Jimmy, and eating. So that's been fun to watch. Snoop and Flavor Flav, all the stars are out.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
What's her name? Hit Snoop's sidekick.
Martha Stewart,
yeah.
Yep. That's been fun to watch.
Well, Quincy has a lot more Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Ahead of him. Long as he stays on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
No injuries, and keeps his head in the game. So.
Yeah.
All right, Darcy. Any final thoughts before we close this out?
That was pretty much all the interesting stuff I found so far worth mentioning.
Okay. Well, the Olympics ends on Sunday, which is
it this Sunday?
Yes, which is the 11th, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And I think they have, for closing ceremonies, somebody from the rowing team, and I can't remember the other that's going to be holding the banner for the closing ceremonies for the U.S. So, and some folks are already back in the U.S. and not staying for the closing ceremonies. So,
and then the Paralympics start August 15th. So definitely tune into that.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that.
The Paralympics.
I thought it was going on at the same time.
No, they start on August 15th.
Okay. Well, we will monitor that and keep everybody abreast on what the U.S. and other countries are doing. With that said, remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at memywifeandsports@yahoo.com. Again, memywifeandsports@yahoo.com. Drop us a line. If you have any questions, we'll be sure to answer them for you. With that said, any final parting words on your side?
No, just have a great day. Stay dry and cool. And remember, your mate is a reflection of you.